I'm here to talk to you about binging, of all things. No, not binge drinking or binge eating, because that's really unhealthy. I'm here to talk to you about binge watching for a moment. And then we'll get into binge hiring, because they tie together. Now, binge watching, I know a lot of people do it. What's your guilty pleasure? Well, mine, House of Cards, Kevin Spacey. I want him as my, no, I don't want him as my president. Wow, is that guy twisted. And it's so fun to watch one episode after another to see him just, the story unfold. And what a twisted guy and a great cast. And it's a nice thing to do from time to time, binge watching. But I wouldn't want to do it for long periods of time and too often because there's too much of life that I'll miss out on. Well, see, that's the tie-in with hiring. There's something called binge hiring. And a lot of hiring managers in particular are doing it. A job or two suddenly opens, and it's such a dire job or has to be filled so quickly, they binge on hiring. They spend hours at a time reviewing resumes and making phone calls or in interviews, and they're missing out on so much in their department. And therein lies the issues. While binge watching from time to time isn't so bad, as long as they don't do it a lot and miss out on a lot of life, binge hiring is really bad because a couple hours away from your department as a hiring manager and a lot of bad things can happen. So I'm here today to encourage you, don't binge on hiring, and instead I'm going to give you 3 steps. And if you're a hiring manager, you partner with your talent acquisition team or HR department to help you if you have them. If you're in talent acquisition or HR, I want you to look for the bingers and teach them a better way of going about this so they're not missing out on the life of their department. So now, here are those 3 steps. The first one is enrich the flow of talent. Look, if you're a hiring manager or a talent acquisition or HR person who helps them, if you have an enriched flow of talent where there's talent going through the department or that across that manager's desk on a regular basis, there's people to pick from immediately where you don't have to binge on all kinds of resume review. You can look at it here and there. Now, if you're a hiring manager, you can help yourself by just, once or twice a week, asking a few people for referrals. That alone will enrich the flow of talent. You do that every single week. You've got a flow of people going across your desk as possibilities. So that's step 1. Step 2, harness that flow. Look, Mr. and Mrs. Hiring Manager, if you just take those people coming across your desk and make a couple phone calls a week, you're not going to miss out on hours of stuff in your department. You're just spending minutes talking with people who are possibilities before you need them. Quick phone interviews, getting to know people. You maybe set up a face-to-face the following week. And if you do that for 45 minutes, you're just away from the department for 45 minutes. If we harness this flow before we need it, we actually then can do this 3rd step, which is sustain the flow. If you do those first 2 steps and just constantly be talking to people on a regular basis, you'll have what I call a talent inventory. It just organically happens. You'll have people who are ready to accept a job when one opens up. And you might be thinking, well, what good candidates would want to do that? I'll tell you who, the smart ones. Good people know they should have irons in the fire. They will be happy if you're a good employer and a good hiring manager to be a seed that they plant for the future. That's why they want to do it, and that's why you want to do it as well. So look, enjoy that binge watching. Go watch House of Cards if you haven't seen it, and don't binge hire. Cultivate people ahead of time by enriching that flow, harness it, and then sustain it, and you'll thank me. You won't be that hiring manager who's suddenly distracted, missed all kinds of bad things that happen, 2 more people quit, and you've got to do more binge hiring. See, that's the problem. Binging leads to more binging. You don't have to do that. Instead, you can sustain a flow of talent that is ready to hire, and you can leave the binge watching for House of Cards at home.